In this video, we will show you how to replace your rear outside door handle on this Honda Accord. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing we're going to do is use a trim tool right along this area here. We'll pop this up and out. Just make our way down the line. Underneath this area, you'll find the wiring harness that goes to the window switch. Let's disconnect that now. Go ahead and give it a little twist. We're looking for the locking tab. Go ahead and give that a squeeze and disconnect that. A quick check for corrosion. Assuming it looks good, go ahead and set that aside. Inside of the grab handle, we'll be using a small pick or a screwdriver. You'll find that you have a small rubber flap inside of this area. Go ahead and take that right out of there. Underneath that, right in the center, you'll find that you have one Phillips head screw. Remove it. Let's move up from that area to the inside door handle. Inside of this area, you're going to find another protective flap. We'll remove that using a small screwdriver or pick once again. Let's pop this out of here. Here's the little locking tab. And if I was to turn this around, you'll find that you have one tab on the opposite side. A quick inspection and we can set this aside. Now behind that area, you'll find that you have two Phillips head screws, one up here and one a little lower diagonally. Let's remove the pair. At this point, we'll continue on with a plastic trim tool. It's time to remove the door panel from the door. We'll make our way in between the door panel and the door and gently pry it apart. Now let's take hold of that door panel. We're going to pull it out at an angle from the bottom and lift it up along the top. Now as we pull this away, you want to be extremely careful. You do have the cable that goes to your inside door handle. We'll gently make our way inside of this area and pop the cable out of the inside door handle bracket. We have the cable that leads down to the handle. You'll find that you have a small plastic hook holding it in place. Go ahead and remove that hook from the area and then slide the cable out of the inside handle. There we are. So there's the hook right there. Let's remove the door panel. Now that we have the door panel out of the way, we have a clear view of our inside vapor barrier. We're going to have to carefully pull this back, trying not to damage it because we do want to reuse it. To pull it back, up inside this corner, you'll find that you have a small rubber plug. We'll pop that out of here and then gently start pulling it away. We'll carefully grab onto that. You can pop it right out of the door. A quick inspection, we will be reusing this. At this point, we're going to continue on by pulling back the vapor barrier. You'll find that it's held in place with a sticky adhesive. You want to be careful not to get it on your clothing. To easily pull this back, you can carefully use a razor blade and just gently trim it as needed. Be careful not to cut that vapor barrier because we do want to reuse it. Now that we have the vapor barrier out of the way, we have a clear view of where the outside door handle meets to the door. You'll find that you have two 10mm headed bolts and a bracket in this area. Let's remove each of those 10mm headed bolts. There's one of our bolts. Now, since this one's directly behind the window channel, I'll be using a 10mm wrench. There's our final bolt. Now we can remove the bracket as well. We'll just give this a quick inspection. We can set that aside. On the outside of the door, we can carefully take hold of the outside door handle. I'm going to hold this area with my thumb. We'll pull on the handle itself, and now we should be able to take hold of the rest of it and gently pull it out of place. As for the forward aspect, it does have a small hook, so you want to roll it out at an angle. All right, it's time for the installation of our outside door handle. The forward side has a small hooked area, so you want to come in at a severe angle. Now we should be able to swing this right around. At this point, what you're going to have to do is hold onto this area and open up on the door handle again. That'll swing this down so you can put it into the proper position. Now once you have it inside the door, you want to release that handle, and we'll bring it in and should match up all the way around the door here. Once it's properly aligned, we'll open up the door and we can continue mounting it. All right, let's reinstall our bracket. Once you feel as though you have the bracket in the proper position, go ahead and start in each of those 2 mounting bolts. Once you have both of them started, snug them up. Confirm that both of your mounting bolts are nice and tight. Before we continue any further, let's quickly test the outside door handle functionality. Perfect. Now that we've confirmed its functionality, we can reapply the vapor barrier. Just stick this back in its original position. Reinstall our rubber plug up along the top corner here. I should hold it on there. Can start putting on the door panel. As we bring this up, we'll use that handle cable here. We're going to slide it right down inside. After that, you want to make sure that you slide the clear hook over and lock it in. Now let's swing the rest of this cable into the bracket that's on the back side of the inside door handle. We'll get that aligned and press it in. There we are. I get a nice click from that. At this point, we'll swing this up. And as we bring this up, there's a couple things you want to pay attention to along the top. Along the top of the door panel itself, you'll find that you have a hooked area. That hooked area will go down into this area of the door. As we're bringing it down over that, we also need to pay attention to the door lock knob. We'll bring this over, align the door lock knob as needed, and once everything's aligned, we'll slide it down. At this point, we'll confirm that each one of our push tabs is aligned with the corresponding holes on the door, and then press it in. Double check to make sure it's completely secured all the way around. At this point, we can continue on with our 2 Phillips head mounting screws that go on the inside door handle. Let's get this in place. Now we'll make our way into the grab handle. You remember there was 1 Phillips head screw. Just use a magnet to get it centered here. Use our Phillips head. Make sure it's nice and tight. On the bottom of that area, you want to make sure that you go ahead and put this back in as well. Tuck that in. Now we can continue on to the window switch. We'll reconnect that. Listen for a click, give it a tug. Now we can pivot this down into place. Looking along the bottom of it, you'll find that you have several push clips. We'll align them and press it down. Okay, friend, we've got the car back together. At this point, what you want to make sure is that the inside door handle works perfectly. So go ahead and make sure that you're unlocked, close the door, and test its functionality. Aside from that, thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.